After I washed the hands and feet of the lepers, I drank the dirty water. The beverage flooded me with such sweetness that the joy followed me home. Never had I drunk with such pleasure. In my throat was lodged a piece of scaly skin from the leper's sores. Instead of getting rid of it, I made a great effort to swallow it, and I succeeded. I shall never be able to express the delight that inundated me. St. Angela, 1298, Common Era.
Tradition.
of the mortification of the flesh. It were more fitting, perhaps, to be silent as to Claire's mortification of her flesh than to speak of it, since the things she did were of such a kind as to astonish the hearer and tax credulity. It was a small thing that she was wont to cover rather than to warm her little body with a single small tunic and a poor mantle made of rough cloth. Nor is it to be wondered at that she was altogether unacquainted with the use of shoes. It was no great thing for her to continue her fast the whole time or to use a hard bed. For in all these things, since the others in her monastery did the same, Claire does not perhaps merit any special praise. But what covenant is there between a virgin's flesh and a pigskin garment? For the most holy Virgin had procured for herself a garment made of a hog's skin, which she wore secretly beneath her tunic with the roughly cut hairs next to her flesh. She was accustomed at times to wear a rough shirt made of horse's hair, twisted in a knot, which was fastened to her body on either side by little raw cords. When Claire had lent this garment to one of the household who had asked for it, and the latter had put it on, she quickly succumbed to the harshness and gave it up after 3 days, with more readiness than she had cheerfulness in asking for it. The bare ground and sometimes cutting of vines served for her bed. A hard block of wood placed under her head took the place of a pillow. In the course of time, her body having become weakened, Claire lay on a mat and kindly allowed her head a little straw. But after a long illness began to lay hold of the body that had been so harshly treated, Claire, at the command of the Blessed Francis, used a sack filled with straw. So great was the rigor of her abstinence and fasting that she would scarcely have lived in the body on the meager fare she took unless another power kept her up. She took no food whatever on 3 days of the week, to wit, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. No wonder if such severity, kept up for a long time, made Claire subject to infirmities, if it consumed her strength, if it undermined her bodily vigor. Her most attached daughters were wont to pity their mother, and they deplored with tears those deaths which she underwent daily.